Example 1 here on differentiation is taking a look at simplification before differentiation. And say we have the graph of y equals x squared plus 1 times by x minus 3. We want to find an expression for the derivative with respect to x. So here, there would be a quick way of doing this, which we haven't quite learned about yet, which is called the product rule, which you will learn about shortly. However, in this example here, we just want to simplify our y equals here. And the way to do that would be to simply expand these two brackets. Okay, so in that case, y is equal to x squared times by x, giving us x cubed here. And again, all I'm doing is simply expanding these two brackets, x squared times minus 3, giving us minus 3x squared. We've got 1 times x, giving us plus x. And finally, 1 times minus 3, giving us minus 3 there for y. Okay, so we've now got this in the appropriate form here to simply differentiate this. And remember, because we've got multiple terms here, we're just going to differentiate each term on its own and look along across this. So here now we want dy by dx. In that case, if we start with the x cubed here first, well, the 3 comes down to the front and we times it by x, so that's 3x to the 3 minus 1. We've now got this minus 3x squared here, so the 2 comes down to the front and we times it by the coefficient here of the x, so that's going to be minus 3 times 2. And what we'll do here is we'll write this in brackets, this minus 3 times 2, and then we've got this x here to the 2 minus 1. Okay, so it'll look a little messy along this line, but we will clean this up in one moment. We have this x here, and again, in this case, the 1 comes down to the front, so it's 1x. So we can just write that simply as x, and our power is 1 minus 1 there. And we've got this minus 3 here, and remember, we've already established that if you differentiate a constant, that simply gives you 0. But we could also just write that as minus 3 times 0. Okay, but in that case, we will simply just obtain 0 there. Okay, so minus 0. And now if we simplify this line of working here, 3x to the 3 minus 1 will simply give us 3x squared. We've got this 3 times 2 in the bracket, so that will give us minus 6x here. And evaluating the power then, 2 minus 1 simply gives us 1 for our power. So we can leave that as minus 6x. And finally, this x to the 1 minus 1, that's going to give us x to the 0, and anything to the power of 0 simply gives us 1 there. And in that case, we found our expression for the derivative with respect to x, giving us the solution to example 1 on simplification before differentiation.